player Tom Brady brings in. That's a lot of money. That's crazy to me, that number. Shannon, what does this tell you about Odell?
Well, Skip, I think the thing is obviously I think he has 5 more million followers than Tom, but it's really not necessarily about the following, Skip. It's about the engagement. It's about the interaction. It's about the likes. And for what it is, and for that, Skip, it's all about, do the people that follow you, do they find you interesting? And do you post? And so I think that's the biggest thing. Odell is more interesting. Odell is not a better player than Tom Brady, but he's a more interesting player than Tom Brady. And he's a big of an influencer when it comes to brands saying, okay, because, I mean, half the people, they spend a lot of time on this platform. And so when, I'm looking at, like, I think Cristiano Ronaldo, Skip, he has 272 million followers. I think he gets like $3 to $4 million a post. But, you know what I'm saying? So you got the top 5 is all over 200 million followers. So you get, but, people look at him as interesting. He wears the flashy watches, the flashy clothes. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. The engagement, the interactions, the interesting, the likability. Contrary to what people think, people like Odell. They find, the hairstyle, the painted Rolls truck, Skip, people with the catch. With the catch and the ornament. So I think that's what it is. I'm not surprised that Odell gets more to post than Tom Brady, because I believe people find him more interesting and he's more engaging than Tom.
Okay. I don't even want to go there, Odell over Tom Brady. That's a duh to me. That's like game over from the start. Yes, he's far more interesting on social media than Tom Brady ever could dream about being. In fact, I'm surprised Tom has that big a following. But Odell Beckham Jr. is the most amazing phenomenon I have ever witnessed in all my years covering any sport, especially the National Football League.
Right.
He's become more famous off the field than on the field. And he's made more for YouTube and Instagram than he is for the NFL postseason. And his pregame circus catch routine is often more entertaining than his on-field performance, because it has declined over the years, in part because his body is betrayed. He's just been hurt and hurt and hurt some more, and now he's coming off ACL reconstruction. So I look at his overall one-loss record in games that he has played in, not all his fault, obviously, because he's not the quarterback, but he's 36-47 in games he's participated in. 36-47. As we all know, he played in one playoff game in his life, and ahead of that game, he led a group of New York Giants receivers from a game at Washington that ended the regular season down to Miami for their day off. It was for Monday. And they prepared for a game up on the frozen tundra, a playoff game at Lambeau. They prepared on a yacht in Biscayne Bay or wherever they were. Maybe it was off South Beach. And it was just so wrong. It's exactly what you would never have done. The players of any note or ilk or stature, they just wouldn't even enter their minds. And so then what did Odell do? He goes to Lambeau, and they face Aaron Rodgers, Eli and company, and Eli came out fairly like playoff Eli hot. And Odell dropped a big third down pass early in the game, and then he dropped a touchdown pass fairly early in the game, and it got completely out of hand, and it was 38-13 Aaron Rodgers and company.
Right.
And Odell stormed up to the locker room and took his helmet and bashed in a wall on the way to the locker room at Lambeau Field. And he's better known for his theatrics and his antics and his early New York Giants sideline sort of temper tantrums where he attacked the kicking net and then made up to it and proposed to it, that are all more entertaining often than his performance. But as you've always pointed out, he set the tone so early. It was back on November 23rd, a Sunday night of 2014 against my Cowboys on, again, Sunday night football. You need it to be a big night game. And he made what still could stand as the greatest catch in NFL history. And that set the tone. That launched his career because it's almost like he's still drafting off that.
Right.
He's still feeding off that catch.
Because you think about it, Michael Jordan hit a game-winning shot, and it's not the national championship game. Nobody remembers that.
That's true.
It's the national championship game.
Was.
He hit those game-winning shots over Cleveland, Craig Elo. That's the playoff. He hit in the NBA Finals against Utah.
Yep.
That's the playoff. It matters how many people saw it. And plus, Odell had something that Tom didn't come in the social media era.
No.
Odell hit it perfect. Twitter was a couple of years old, and then you got IG.
Yep.
He's smack dab in the middle of it.
Right in the middle.
And so people find that like the catches and things that he posts, you know, he's dancing, he's doing the Drake dancing thing. And so for Tom to catch up, Skip, he can't be throwing up leaves in the backyard.
No, he
can't be posting, you know, okay, a still shot of you going to work out. I mean, maybe if you're actually working out and, you know, give people some insight, but I think he puts that more up on his site, TB12.
Yeah.
But that's what it comes down to, Skip. I think more people find Odell more interesting than Tom.
Tom is rarely entertaining on social media, rarely.
Right.
Sometimes it's kind of corny, goofy entertaining.
Right.
Make you kind of laugh, wince and laugh. But Odell is consistently entertaining on social media. He's made for Instagram.
And you would think, Skip, think about it. As much as he's won, you would think Tom would have more endorsers than this.
Yep.
He would be more popular on television. I see Baker Mayfield more than I see him.
Totally
I see
agree.
Aaron Rodgers more than I see him. So you would think if somebody, can you imagine, I mean, an NBA player or another player that's won this much? I mean, I see Peyton Manning on commercials more than I see Tom.
True.
And Peyton has been retired 5 years.
What I don't know is that by Tom's choice.
It might be. It could possibly be. But in the off season, Skip, you know, you can build that around. I mean, it take him a production day. You can do, you know, 6 or 7 hours. Well, nah, Tom said, nah, we need to get it done in 2 hours. And they would be more than accommodating. But that's what it comes down to, social media, Skip. And you can build, I mean, look, Skip, there have been a lot of people that's made a lot of money on this platform and built their brand. And, you know, $60,000 per post.
Yeah. So Tom had Ugg boots and any Under Armour, right?
Under Armour. He also, I don't know if he still does, he did something for Aston Martin. Remember he had the Aston Martin? What else? I mean, TB12, but that's his. He's promoting his. But I don't really know if anything, I don't know if he has like an insurance, like, you know, Aaron Rodgers has State Farm and Peyton Manning has the one with Kenny Chesney.
He does.
Brad Paisley. One of those guys.
Insurance,
so, yeah. Tom going to get you Allstate.
And yet.
You mayhem. Because when I come, it's mayhem for everybody else.
That's true. There's already a guy who has that role. He's run with it. No, well, he's not mayhem. Though. He's Allstate.
But Skip, you could use both of them. I mean, Tom is mayhem. Because wherever he goes, it's destruction for everybody else.
Okay, but what's odd to me is that you don't see Odell in that many commercials.
Correct.
He is an he doesn't need, he's his own walking, breathing commercial on Instagram. Right?
Skip, look at Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner, you don't see her on no commercials. She worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these, like I said, you can build a big following now. Look at these rappers and entertainers. Skip, they just take it straight to you. They take it straight to YouTube. It's straight to IG. They cut out all the middleman. Now I get all the profit. So, hey, Tom, you need to step your game up, Tom. Get you a team. Go make this money out there.
Speaking of Odell and Tom, Odell has campaigned to play with Tom in New England and now reportedly in Tampa. This is just me. As a fan of Tampa Bay, I don't want Odell.
I want him there.
I would,
I want him to get a ring.
Know he might just wreck the locker room in ways that AD never even thought about.
Odell going to be fine. Odell just want to get healthy. He just want to play. He want to play with a quarterback. They're going to give him an opportunity to make some plays. Odell ain't going to be no problem.
Odell is a solo act.
No.
AB showed me last year he could swallow his pride and learn to play in the system.
You don't think Odell can do that?
I do not.
I do.
I do not.
Yeah,
I do not want him.
I take it upon myself to personally make sure Odell does not step out of line.
You know, and I know that you are now rooting for wreckage in the locker room.
I want Odell to get a ring.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Well, he could go along for a great ride, but I just don't think he could sit still for the great ride.
Hey, man, look, y'all can't keep franchising tag Chris Godwin.
Yeah. Well, that could be down the road, but I'm just talking about for next year, we good.
Nah, we